What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Do business with someone you know. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Well, a disappointing night for the home teams. Pels dropped game 5 in Phoenix. Really disappointing because, man, that is a game that was there for the taking and didn't make enough shots and just didn't protect the basketball when you needed to. Very unfortunate. The old cliche is the NBA is a make or miss league. Look right before halftime. You're down 8, you have a chance for 2 for 1, and you give up a 3 defensively and then don't get off a good shot offensively, and so it's 11. That matters. You had a 6-point swing when, late in the fourth quarter, you're down 10. Brandon Ingram has a wide open look for 3, misses it. Suns in transition get a 3 ball from Bridges, makes it. Instead of 7, it's 13. Make or miss league. I mean, you got to make shots. And last night, the Pels just didn't make enough. 40% from the floor as opposed to 50% for Phoenix. Pels were 20% from 3. Phoenix was 37% from 3. It's the difference in the ballgame. Yeah, rebounded them. The turnovers were a problem. But the fouls was much more even. 25 called against Phoenix, 20 against New Orleans. Even still, you had an awesome opportunity in the third quarter because you had them in the bonus. You were in the bonus for half the third quarter. And just missed free throws and didn't take advantage of stretching the lead. So you only made up 2 points in the third quarter because you couldn't get stops. They made shots and you didn't. So disappointing. I mean, that was a game that was totally gettable. I mean, it really was a gettable game for New Orleans last night. So that's a bummer. Come home in game 6 on Thursday. Quick turnaround. Again, play yesterday, travel today, play tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be lit in the blender. So 6:30 tip. It's going to be a lot of fun, y'all. Hang on one second. So here's what we're going to do tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow is the first round of the draft. And we're going to have our draft companion show at Don Juan. We are going to sort of merge the two concepts. So we are going to be a Pelicans watch party and our draft companion show at Don Juan. So tip tomorrow is at 6:30. Come out early. Get to Don Juan at 6, 5, whenever you want, pregame it. They'll be open. So come hang out at Don Juan, watch the Pelicans. We will start the companion show, obviously, when the draft starts at 7. So it'll be during the Pelicans game. But the Pelicans game should be over by the time the Saints pick. So you can watch the Pelicans game, then hang out, and we'll do the companion show all the way until the first round ends, which could be after 11. So tomorrow's going to be a really fun day. Y'all come join us at Don Juan and watch the Pelicans and the draft. So the Pelicans game will be on. They will have sound on at Don Juan for the Pelicans game. All right, let's say some good mornings, see what y'all got. Do me a favor, YouTube, smash that like button. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Michael Cook, what's up, man? Kelly Gross, Stephen Fry, Ronnie Duga, Jerry DeLucky, morning, Matt. Looking forward to tomorrow night at Don Juan's for drafting game 6 Pels win. It's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a really good time. Thomas Bergeron, good morning. Shane O'Mac, Trivia Carter, Cliff Nelson, what's up, Team Drew? Yeah, man, by the way, so yesterday Drew made his debut at Miracle League. So it was cool to get out there. It's interesting because I volunteered at Miracle League in the past. As a buddy, they've invited me to throw out the first pitch out there before. So I've been out there a bunch, and my niece Olivia has played out there for a few years now, so I've gotten to watch her play. But it was different last night, obviously, being a parent of a child playing. So, but just a great experience. So, very grateful for all the people who put on Miracle League. Very cool. Drew was 2 for 2. Homered his first at bat. Not saying, just saying. Sean Comiskey, good morning. Do you see the long-term effect of making Chris Paul work so hard? Do you think he'll be ready for Game 6? So, Sean, if you actually go back and watch yesterday's morning Scone in AFR, the point I made yesterday before Game 5 was I thought Phoenix, in sort of a desperate punch-back mode, won Game 5. I figured they'd win last night. Crowd, everything. After everything that happened in Game 4, right? Herb charging Chris Paul, the FJ Crowder chants, the Pels and 6 chants, all that. So, all of the foul disparity. I thought Phoenix yesterday was going to bounce back and play hard. And I said, I think that the travel and the age disparity weighed on Phoenix the longer the series goes. Because now you're at the point where it's play, travel, play. So you played on Sunday, you traveled Monday, you played on Tuesday, you're traveling on Wednesday, you're playing on Thursday, right? I mean, it's play, travel, play. So I do think that Game 6 favors New Orleans. I think you get Phoenix a little bit tireder, more tired, and I do think Ingram and BI picked a rough time to play. Collectively their poorest game of the series. Brandon Ingram had 22 points, and CJ had 21. I mean, they led the Pels in scoring, but it was a quiet night for both. BI was 7 of 19 from the floor. CJ was 7 of 22. BI was 1 of 5 from 3. CJ was 1 of 8 from 3. Ingram missed a couple of free throws in the fourth quarter, including the one after the technical on Chris Paul. I mean, it just wasn't a great night. It just wasn't a great night. They just did not shoot the ball well. So you don't expect those two guys are going to have that kind of game back to back. So I do think that they'll bounce back, and I think the Pelicans. I will pick the Pelicans to win Game 6, and I think it goes to 7. And in a one-game win-or-go-home type scenario, we'll see. Kyle Alonso, Rap in batches, Wendell Norman, Kyle Milliken, James Metvin. Morning, Matt. I believe LSU Tigers look like the football team is going to be good. We will see. So, James, I think you have to define what you mean by good. I think adding 15 transfers solidifies a lot of spots where you were just missing bodies, where you didn't have warm bodies, right? You added transfers in positions of need: cornerback, offensive line, linebacker, running back, receiver, everywhere really. Quarterback. I mean, you had transfers all over the field. I don't know that you're realistically talking about a team that can compete for anything of significance. Like, they're not going to win the West. But I think I've said, and I'll stick to this unless we see something different, but I think ceiling now, 9-3. When Vegas puts out their I'll keep saying this, when Vegas puts out their projected win totals this summer, I think they'll have LSU at 7.5, 7.5. Will be LSU's over. Sorry, hang on. I need to do some drops. My eyes are dry now. Sorry, my eyes are just drying out. Happened yesterday. Happens sometimes when I'm on air, in studio. because we have the big, you're in a TV studio, and so you have these big lights, these big television lights, and so it does dry out my eyes sometimes. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, I think Vegas will peg LSU at over under 7.5. I'd love to see him go 8-4 instead of 7-5. Win your non-conference games, go 4-4 in the league. 8-4 would be awesome. If you manage to get to 9-3, I think that would be a fantastic year one for Brian Kelly. Tim Gotro, Stu 3, good morning. Saints tried to trade up in the top 10 last year for a corner. Maybe they will do it this year for Stingley. I don't think so, Stu 3, because they drafted Paulson Adebo, and I think they're set there now. And Stingley, it sounds like, is going third overall to Houston. So I don't think they're going to go. They were pretty desperate for a corner last year, and they were willing to go up 17 picks to try to get J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain. So I don't think that's where they're going this year, man. I think if they stay put, they'll take best player, and they have enough needs to where they can take the best player on their board and still fill a need. If it's receiver, if it's offensive tackle, if it's safety. By the way, I'll say this again, y'all. There's a name I keep hearing, and it's Jalen Petrie. He's the safety from Baylor. He was a consensus All-American, a big athletic safety at 6'2". The Saints really like him a lot, and I think he could be the pick in round 2. Should still very well be on the board, and I think he could be the Saints pick in round 2. Let's see. Jeff McKithen, good morning. Thomas Bergeron, Kirk Taylor, midweek games still don't matter. They don't. Go win a series this weekend against Georgia, and losing to UNO is wholly irrelevant. Thomas Bergeron, I believe John Emery should wear the 18. You know what's going to be interesting, Thomas? If they carry that on, you've got the 18 and the 7 and all that stuff. Like, in some respects, Brian Kelly can do whatever he wants. So, it's really, he's the head coach now. So, we'll see what they do. In the same way that, Jay Johnson has kind of tweaked what uniforms they wear. I think, it's that coach's prerogative, and we'll all kind of have to get used to the change. So I don't know what they're going to do with 18. That's a Hester question, but I'll ask Hester if he has any idea what they're going to do. Let's see. Jerry, how is Booker allowed to come onto the court challenge calls? That's a great point, Jerry. That's a great point. If you've been watching the series, and I'll put it to you this way. I have been watching the Valley Sports New Orleans broadcast. I have not been watching the TNT broadcast. So I've been made, like, the Valley Sports New Orleans broadcast has not highlighted it once yet, but I have noticed it on Twitter with people talking about it during the game. And so then you can kind of see it, right? So they might be highlighting it on TNT, which is why it's something more people are talking about. But I completely agree with that. The fact that Devin Booker keeps coming out onto the floor, and he actually shoved Herb Jones in Game 4 from the bench. Like, that can't happen. I don't care who you are. And if the NBA is going to retroactively assess a flagrant to Herb Jones for charging Chris Paul should have been assessed one as well for throwing the elbow or the shoulder into Herb right before that. Anyway, I'm with you, Jerry. I'm with you. David Coslin, good morning. Jay Brabham, good morning. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Thanks for sharing Drew's baseball debut. What are your predictions in the first round for the Saints? Lowell, I'm going to say that they do what everybody's kind of projected them to do. I think they're going to take Trevor Penning, the offensive tackle, at 16. And I hope Chris Olave is on the board. They take him at 19. I think they go tackle receiver. I would not be surprised at all if Penning is off the board, that they take Olave at 16. And then at 19, if they take whoever they feel is best available, which might be Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle. So, I know Smith, I think it's Tyler Smith, the offensive tackle from Tulsa, is another tackle that's on the board. But I think a best case scenario would be if one of those top tackles takes a little bit of a tumble. And usually that happens when you have a run on a position. I fear that the run on the position is going to be tackle, which might even make someone like the Chargers trade up ahead of New Orleans to take Trevor Penning. So For me, best case, Penning at 16, Olave at 19. I would love to see that. Brian Broom, Kirk, Georgia's bullpen is vulnerable. Yeah, we'll delve into Georgia. The biggest, more on tomorrow and Friday, but the biggest challenge LSU is going to have, obviously, is you're going to face Jonathan Cannon, and he's a legit ace. And when you faced aces this year, you haven't hit them. So, and there aren't that many in the SEC this year. It's not like in years past, but, Hunter Barco from Florida had you handcuffed for 8 innings, or 7 innings. So you got to be able to hit Jonathan Cannon, because if you don't, and you lose game 1, provided he's in the Friday night role this week. I think he pitched second last week as he's coming back from injury. But if he's in the Friday night role and he handcuffs you on Friday night, and you drop the first game of the series, well, now you got to win 2 just to take this. You got to win the next 2 just to take the series. So, really important to get off to a good start, I think, and swing the bats really well against Cannon. Let's see. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. They're just the best. Of course, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing. You know what's amazing? How many people, like this happens every single day, every day. We'll get a call or a web submission from someone that'll say, hey man, I've had my insurance adjuster out. I got my paperwork. Some people I have a check from insurance and they're just not sure what to do. Call us. Like if you have your scope of work paperwork from your insurance adjuster, that's like a golden ticket. You got your scope of work, boom, we will get you on the schedule. We'll re-roof even before you get that payment from insurance. So there's no reason to wait. I would highly recommend, give us a shout. If you've got that scope of work or even that check from the insurance company, take care of your roof. Give us a shout, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. I got to get going. Tracy Poole, good morning. Steve and Matt, been really busy. Haven't been keeping up. What does the quarterback battle look like? Is there a clear front runner? I don't think that there's a clear front runner, but ultimately I do think that Jaden Daniels is going to be the starter. Matthew Vincent, morning Scone. Thoughts on Nick Brissett and his new position? Smart move. If y'all missed it, Brian Kelly's hired Nick Brissett as the director of, I think, high school outreach or something like that. Whatever the title is. I mean, Nick was a good guy in the program for a long time, was a great Louisiana high school running back. I think set the high school record in the state for rushing touchdowns. You get guys like that into the program, I think it's a good thing. Kyle Alonso, let's see, win last night prevented 2 to 3, the wind prevented 2 to 3 homers. Chris Davis, developed an unreasonable dislike for Devontae Graham the last 3 weeks. He's single-handedly turning me into a poor fan. Help. Why don't you like Devontae Graham? Devontae Graham hit some big shots in Game 4. A little offense off the bench. I like him. Irfan Sayad, good morning. Let's see. Chris would rather see Devontae Wyatt than Jordan Davis. Davis might hit 380 playing in NOLA. Boy, he's a monster, though. When you're that big and that athletic, I'd be okay with it. All right. Jay Bradham, will Trey be back this weekend? I guess you mean Trey Morgan. Yeah. He played last night in the DH role. So I'm sure that was probably just giving him sort of a night off type thing. Went with a little bit of a different lineup last night. Fine with it. Okay, I got to bounce, y'all. Have an awesome day. Thanks so much, as always, for watching. We will have a little LSU Daily coming up. I'll get you a full recap of the baseball game last night. Some LSU draft talk with the LSU guys. LSU Daily coming up, AFR at 3. As always, a shout out to Brock and Hudco. Do me a solid, YouTube. Smash that like button. If you haven't done it yet, smash that like button. And Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, please, and share the post. Appreciate y'all. Have an awesome day. See you. Peace.